Young and restless shocker. Amanda shows the photo. Victor cries, seeing Dumas' secret past. Victor Newman had stared down criminals, corporate raiders, and death itself. He'd been betrayed, broken, and rebuilt countless times. But nothing could have prepared him for the moment Amanda Sinclair stepped into his office and laid a single, weathered photograph on his desk. It wasn't just a photo. It was the past, the truth, and a betrayal wrapped in shadows too dense to ignore. Amanda stood tall in the Newman Enterprises boardroom, her jaw tight, eyes bloodshot, not from weakness, but from staying up all night deciding whether to do what she was about to do. The folder in her hand trembled ever so slightly. Victor noticed. "What is it, Amanda? If you've got something, out with it," Victor demanded, his voice a mix of impatience and exhaustion. He had been fighting Dumas's rise for weeks. The mysterious businessman had infiltrated Genoa City, manipulated alliances, and threatened everything the Newmans held sacred. Amanda didn't blink. "I need you to look at this photo, Mr. Newman, and prepare yourself." Victor narrowed his eyes. Amanda never spoke dramatically unless it truly mattered. She opened the folder and slid the photo toward him. It was faded, sepia-toned. An old group photo, clearly taken decades ago. A small French village in the background. Children and adults standing in rows. Victor leaned forward, squinting at the photo. "Who is this supposed to be?" he asked, his voice guarded. Amanda's voice was barely above a whisper. "The boy in the middle, second row, that's Dumas. His real name is Matthew Gerard." Victor's heart skipped. "What? I've verified it. That's him. But that's not all. Look again to the left." Victor's eyes scanned the image again. A boy, slightly older, with dark hair and a slanted jawline. Victor's breath hitched. It was himself. No mistake. Victor, at the age of maybe 15, was in that picture. Silence filled the room. Victor stared, frozen. He hadn't seen that photograph in over 5 decades. The summer he spent in France, after escaping an orphanage in Germany. He had been running, trying to find family, identity, something. That summer, he stayed in a remote village for 2 weeks. A woman named Eloise took him in. She had 2 sons. One of them was named Matthew. "I don't understand," Victor said, almost to himself. "This can't be." Amanda took a careful step forward. "I got it from a private investigator who is following Dumas's trail across Europe. He's been covering his tracks for years, changing names, countries, documents, but this photo, it survived." Victor collapsed into his chair. He didn't speak, just stared. Amanda watched as the strongest man in Genoa City began to tremble. "I remember the boy," Victor finally said. "He was angry, always bruised, kept to himself. One night, he told me he wished his father would disappear forever, that he wished the whole village would burn." Amanda nodded. 3 years after this photo was taken, the village did. Victor looked up, eyes wide. "Fire. Arson. Matthew's father died in it. So did 7 others. The authorities never found who did it. But I've found whispers, rumors. Matthew was accused, but a local official covered it up." Victor stood, pacing now, almost panicked. "Why would he come here? Why now?" Amanda took a breath. "Because he thinks you abandoned him." Victor rarely cried. The last time anyone saw him shed a tear in public was when Cassie died. But now, decades of buried memory, of forgotten promises and broken bonds, poured out like a dam finally breached. "I left him," Victor muttered, almost inaudibly. "I remember. I promised I'd come back for him. That I'd send money, take him away too. I never did." Amanda put a hand on his arm. "Victor, you were a child too." "No," Victor growled. "I was older. I knew better." The photograph crinkled in his trembling fingers. Tears fell onto the image, blurring the faces from long ago. "I ran from the pain," Victor whispered. "I built empires to bury it. I forgot that boy." Amanda let the silence speak for a moment. Then, "You didn't forget. He's back. And he's turning your world upside down to make you feel what he felt." Amanda wasn't done. "There's more," she said cautiously. Look closely at the woman in the back row. Victor squinted. Eloise. She wasn't just Matthew's mother. Or your host. Victor blinked. What are you saying? Amanda took a deep breath. DNA from a hairbrush Dumas used in Europe, cross-referenced with a sealed German file you had buried deep. Victor, she was your aunt. Your father's half-sister. The ground shifted. Victor staggered, falling back into the chair again. So, he's not just some enemy, Victor whispered. He's family? Amanda nodded solemnly. Half-cousin. And, if I'm right, he knows. Has known for years. Victor's fingers gripped the edge of the table. The photo burned into his mind. All those years, and now it came full circle. He's not after my company, Victor muttered. He's after me. Downstairs at Society, Victoria and Nick were arguing over a failed Dumas acquisition when Amanda walked in. Where's Dad? Nick asked, noticing Amanda's pale face. He's processing something, Amanda said. Victoria frowned. He looked fine this morning. He won't be now. What I showed him changed everything. Amanda explained just enough for them to understand. The photo, the fire, the blood tie. Nick paled. You're telling me Dumas is related to Dad? Victoria swallowed hard. No wonder he's been a step ahead. He knows the Newman playbook by heart. It's his family, too. Amanda hesitated. And it gets worse. I think he blames Victor for everything. The fire, the death, the abandonment. He's not here to compete. He's here to destroy. Back at Newman Ranch, Victor locked himself in his study. Alone. He pulled out an old box, kept under the floorboards for years. Inside, a letter written in German. Dated 1971. It was from Eloise. He doesn't smile anymore. Matthew cries at night. He asks for you. Please, if you can write him. Send a word. Anything. Victor crushed the letter in his fist. He had never written back. Tears returned, hotter this time. Regret seared through his veins. I made an enemy, he whispered. I created this. Dumas stood in his Genoa City penthouse, looking at the same photograph. He traced Victor's face with a finger, then pulled a lighter from his pocket. But he didn't burn it. Not yet. Do you remember now? Dumas whispered to no one. Did you finally remember me, cousin? He looked out the window, eyes burning with fury, and something else. Pain. I'll take everything from you, Victor. Piece by piece. And when I do, you'll feel every ounce of what I felt when you vanished. Victor emerged the next morning, tired, pale, but resolute. Nikki found him in the dining room, hands folded. You didn't sleep. No, he said. I remembered. She sat beside him. Amanda told me. About the photo. The boy. Victor turned to face her. I have to end this, Nikki. Not with war. With truth. Nikki's eyes widened. You're going to face him? Victor nodded. I need to tell him everything. On what I did. Or didn't do. And if he doesn't forgive? Victor's jaw clenched. Then I'll take the consequences. But I won't let this turn into another war. Not between family. Victor requested a private meeting. Dumas agreed. Suspicious. Intrigued. At Chancellor Park, where no one could overhear, they met under gray skies. Neither spoke for a moment. Then Victor extended the photo. The original. Tear-stained. You remember this? Dumas said nothing. I do, Victor said. I remember you, Matthew. I remember the promise I broke. The letters I never answered. Matthew's face was stone. And I came to say, I failed you. That broke something. Dumas's mouth twisted. You left me in a burning house. Victor's voice cracked. I didn't know. I didn't even try to know. Silence again. Then Dumas laughed bitterly. You think a confession erases 50 years of rage? No, Victor said. But maybe it stops the next 50 from becoming worse. Dumas turned, walking away. For a moment, Victor thought that was it. The end. But then Dumas paused. When the fire started, he said, I thought of you. I thought maybe it was your punishment, that your memory said it. Victor's voice was gentle. Maybe it was. Dumas didn't turn around. You'll hear from me again. But next time, it won't be a photo. It'll be a verdict. And he walked away. Victor stood alone in the gray morning, the photograph in hand. He had faced ghosts, made a confession, but what came next was still unwritten. But one thing was certain. The boy in the photo wasn't gone. He had become a man. And now, the reckoning had only begun.